Today I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to process data using the Snap software program. Today we're going to do Proton. So we'll open up a Proton free induction decay. And we're going to use the toolbar as much as possible, but also there's a right-click menu where we can do certain routines. Notice that in the right-click menu and on the toolbar, the things you do are ordered in the way that you would do them during a natural processing function. So let's go up here and do a Fourier transform. Notice that some of the peaks are above the baseline, some are below. That requires phasing. Next we'll use the phase button on the toolbar. And notice that baseline's pretty flat and whatnot. Before we do the fit baseline, I want to show you why we do the fit baseline. You'll notice that I'm going to go into integration mode just for a second so you can see this integration subroutine. That brings up a scroll bar over on the side over here. I just want to show you that the baseline is drooping from left down to the right. Flattening the baseline will fix that. So next we'll use the fit baseline routine. Notice how nice and flat the baseline is now in between the peaks. Before we do the auto integration, I'm going to go into the zoom routine and just zoom in a little closer to the peaks that we're going to integrate. The reason for that is the auto integration feature works better when the peaks are all on the screen like this and not a lot of baseline outside that region. So next we'll click integrate. Notice that all the peaks are integrated. They're not all integer, and I know that peak in the middle is not a CH, it's a CH2. So I'm going to go into the integration subroutine, and everything in the integration subroutine starts with a single click. So for instance, I click once, I click a second time, and a third. That defines a region. Click once, have the vertical line intersect the one of the integral lines, and you can type the letter D for delete, and it'll delete it. Same thing, you can click once, move the vertical line over to intersect an integration line, and you can type the letter V for value, and you can change not only the value of the peak that you chose, but it will also change all the other ones relative to that one being 2, for instance. So notice that all the other numbers now are relative to the middle one being a 2. I'm going to hit enter to get out of the integration subroutine. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have an inset plot of something on the screen where you want to show some detail. So I'm going to click inset plot on the toolbar. Notice that in the upper right hand corner it tells you what subroutine you're in, and we're going to draw a nice tight box around this peak. One thing you want to do is go a little higher than the peak so it doesn't clip it. And there's a nice inset plot of that region that, kind of shows a little more detail. One of the other things we can do is we can import a chemical structure right into this program. I have one open in the other screen here. I'm going to highlight this molecule and copy it, and go back here and do a Control V or paste. Let's see, tools. Where is Control V paste? There's the molecular structure. I'm just going to move that up in the corner up there. While we can do automatic peak picking, because of all the stuff over on the benzene rings, you're going to see that it picks a lot of stuff that doesn't really need to be picked. So I want to go into the define peak subroutine. I'm going to do clear all the peaks on the screen. And now this has a snap to function. You can just go and click near the tip of a peak, and it will put a peak pick on that. You don't have to be at the top of it. You can just be anywhere, and it has a function where it finds the change in slope. I'm going to get kind of close on these ones. There's our peak picks. We got our chemical structure. I'm going to go into meta objects mode, which I'm just going to bring that down a little bit off those peak picks. So we have a chemical structure, we have an inset plot, we'll put a note on the screen. Sometimes people don't know exactly what a peak is. We'll put a little message over here that that's the TMS peak. And that's data processing in a nutshell, doing a proton NMR using the SNAP program. There's more features than that, but I think this shows you kind of what it's capable of. Thank you.